highway. It's like, it was like a virtual, and put in some geek talk, what I'm saying.
I mean, I zone out all. I mean, I'm just thinking like right now. Well, before we were talking about computers, the size. Why does this plate have a circle, a hole in the middle, and then start next thing you know, it starts flying from one side to the other. If any parents are suffering from that right now,
In 1999, and then yeah, we had as we did for the evolution of storage devices.
It's
Because March is actually
I just remember with Michael's nephew, you realize that do a flat palm to their
palm,
face.
straight to their
wow,
head, because you hold that flat thing to your
so
head.
bad.
And so
Yeah,
they
flat to unlock.
Yeah. Wilson sent me a video and logs on. The where's the need for speed?
So bites in their blood.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're live on Facebook and YouTube. 2003. Something was
The Fallen Warrior beside it. HD.
not in this part of the world.
Yeah, to
'Cause
Blu-ray.
I think we had gotten 40 in one. Those DVDs with 40
Yeah.
CD case, horror movies in there. So yeah, horror
You have
movie
all the-
pack,
you have
40
all
in
the-
one.
You have all the action.
One DVD.
And that wasn't
Maybe the photo clubs and the rest. 40 in one.
Well, and I mean, Blu-ray still exists though.
It does.
Yeah.
And then PlayStation. You know, you put your PS4 or PS3 at the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
He told me say the PlayStation, the controller, they connect to them. And so he got confirmation from it, like just gigs of high definition video at 1080p, which is around. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I can understand that, bro. It's like 50 gigs, and you're
Yeah.
asking yourself why.
Yeah.
So it was intended to be the successor of the DVD. A Blu-ray swooped in with more than double the capacity.
No idea. Oh, as cloud storage is very interesting. So I actually looked up how
How
much
much data has Amazon Web Services alone taken?
recently.
So you've gone past petabytes.
Oh yeah,
Now
yeah,
you've
yeah.
entered.
Exabytes of data in the cloud.
I thought the infographic on all the total data that exists in the digital units. Now that's
Is find the quadrillion point.
I want to hear Google.
And I think it's easier to just go and count grass. Grass.
A lot of bits and bytes.
It's not as much bits and byte data.
Still keeps increasing. When
Yeah.
you look at the data analytics for how much data
It was around, not just before, but around the start of the wave of now consumer-led. Now any individual.
But had started about the time.
Yeah, it had
About 2000.
someone that came later, the dark.
liberation.
Yes.
That was my independence movement.
I prefer Media Player Classic to VLC. I always start sounding mushy
Bruh.
crashy and it's just stick with
So-
your Media Player Classic and just click normal.
As the VLC users, like a little tip, and then so you can let your
The source volume and decreasing the output volume.
Since you're on the subject
Since
of
we're on
sound quality,
subject of sound experience, like which one did you meet? Which one were you?
I mean, the one-
boombox, the ghetto blaster,
oh,
Oh, I saw a
or the
ghetto
pieces.
blaster. I saw a ghetto
we
blaster.
had the ghetto blaster.
They had some dope meat pie at Whitechapel.
We never found the two-door batteries.
See, everybody, this guy's at DB, man.
You watch it on the floor.
Look, Tiger.
be.
And then when the two doors
About the evolution of music players. Now, I want you to put 1997. I'll start with the EQ on the front.
who were born into gramophones.
Yeah,
Forget
yeah, we
record
want to know that the
players.
gramophone because we have a lot of questions to ask you. You're in traffic, and you can mount your phone. You can tune in video. So,
Like slightly, like let's say now half.
oh
split
yeah,
in
you
half.
open it.
Yes.
I only saw that the first thing on the list. Guess who was responsible for the graphophone? 12 cylinders. He used wax cylinders to have music on their minds when crafting a design. They thought
finished invented the telephone. They wanted to know how to
Bruh.
record it. But I think,
graph.
yeah.
Yes.
and
You wanna
I
talk-
think stacked pictures on top of one and play them is the video will literally play, but then the silent sound.
So you have the fizzing if there was a mistake. These are visual, so it's very easy to fool the eyes. Build the the mood. So you're going to French inventor Edward Leon. His intention was never to play those sounds back, transcribe them later for study. Or create the first music playing device able to both. At the same time, Bell was making his improvements. The German-American graph used interchangeably. They are slightly different. In 18 known versions of the record, which later created.
And I found this out quite thanks to Orlando Salazar.
The other thing about vinyl, as to how it was also how you have literally even a phone, but then train and practice your singing voice to make it as perfect as possible. and then in order to make a vinyl record, and because the artist, and then that's literally how record label studio recording is so important, because a lot of things you give them that look, now like please, and video mistakes can actually be easily requires a little bit of extra work, so you have to do all of that. You then need to raise the money to sell it off to people of, oh geez, now
your star
star
straight.
And now the AI will read your still face and lip sync automatically for you. Is that the 8-track?
Make those.
I just want to see in the cartoons where the guy with the monkey is dancing and he just be playing one.
Exactly. Inside the disc. So when in motion, steel pins move. One of the earliest known inventors of the music box was swished and intricately designed. Interesting.
Wow.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Well,
those cheap toy ones.
Yeah,
relatively. I've seen one for them because we have gotten actual videos of this stuff.
Max Library.
Whoops.
But it's still a ballerina dancing on it. If you watch movies and there's always a killer about radios were almost exclusively for naval and military communication. They started to fill the airwaves with new updates and entertainment. White Westinghouse companies KD Cola shaped Ghetto Blaster.
Maybe I don't know it by name.
Maybe I know that Casanova.
I feel
Casanova. First, have ever used an Casanova and boy, here we go. Okay, so it was an Casanova. Which ones?
I mean, back
there was this name that they had.
Phone a friend. No, phone your mom. With a black and white television that was wooden that we had back in the day.
Okay. My subject of listening to radio.
I think maybe because I was exposed to radio early, started with shortwave, listening to the voice. What is that spiking? A Casanova is a Casanova. Yeah, no, that's not what it's called. Shh, on the FM radio.
This is also where it was all in AM.
It was still SW.
You actually tune with it.
Yeah, with such finesse. Then you get to the channel.
You guys are just showing your age.
Bruh, maybe I really, really wish I could remember the radio. There's only so much I can put in my head. Anyways, I have radios. I mean, we are broadcasting right now on the radio. Each day or week to listen to a new chapter or episode of a character.
Of course.
And it actually showed this in the early, I think in the 50s. You can fly. That's
so radio theater.
Okay, my mom has talked about this.
Yeah,
before.
that was radio theater at the time when
my mom talked about that. I never experienced that. So. So I'm sure.
Yeah, you were in black and white.
Come on. So, after the radio, versions of record players continued becoming popular.
To start again.
Oh, we have my
MP3 listening Philistine, and I'll never be.
And the record player, we didn't know how to work it. It's determined by us.
So
sometimes we go.
Music was because many people had
plastic face. That's Kwesi Ekufu.
How old are you, Kwesi?
I'm still. AM was for UFO.
Anytime you hear static or whatever aliens are out there transmitting to us, just that it's the same principle that the military used to jam radio signals. You just put rough.
See, and in my bid, I'm very good at remembering things. So I remember the name of the radio. So it was a rediffusion box. Yeah. You can search for the rediffusion box. Those who are old one radio channel, because how many radio stations did we have then? And sometimes they mounted them at radio station. Yeah.
That's fair.
I just had to put that out there before someone thinks I'm like 40 or something. So by the 1920s, music players were advanced enough that inventors started get creative and entertain lips, head, fingers, and eyebrows. Listener, often as entertainment.
I mean, like maybe in Terror.
Yeah.
That's cool. Because now, what's the name of that robot that has been touring the world with that?
Forget her name.
We're basically going full circle to that, except she can do more than sing one song now.
So, yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find. It was just like a model.
Of that movie.
It looks scary, huh?
It looks.
Yeah, I mean
that.
The Accordio Boy.
No, you wouldn't.
I know we watch a lot of horror movies. It looks scary, but then they didn't have so many conjurings and
really very funny. That's why I don't watch it. It's
anyways,
just a mess of
Walkmans and the rest.
Okay, where everybody knows.
And all these stuff.
Sounds familiar.
They played music from rolls of etched paper, like the. Then came the jukeboxes, which you've seen in all them Elvis movies, where someone
What is the first one that comes up?
The bar brawl begins.
then so we met our grandfathers used was a transistor radio, which came out in 1954,
But
and-
old school.
and it came encased in plastic with a.
They're more.
Well, that's where we are right now.
yeah, let's
Audio cassettes, because right after night tape, for people to record with, in my first audio cassette, you listened to what song was on that audio cassette?
Kojo
Everyone
and Tree's Superman album. One
Oh,
of my
on a
favorite,
cassette.
yeah,
Mm.
favorite albums of all.
Bruh,
made
See-
like the gold to get.
box
Yeah.
came in handy.
Yeah, but we only had like the one of all the space and like just one
It was
button.
very useless then.
Yeah, it was very
I'm sure
useless.
the subwoofers and all those things were very in it. That size, I thought it would have.
Oh, no,
a whole
it-
bunch
it-
No,
of
no,
it
no.
really
Subwoofers
wasn't. It
came
really
much
wasn't.
later.
It
This
really
time,
was.
please allow. Gold Star,
Oh jeez.
you know,
And
creates that curve
And you had a cable long enough to do that connection.
because always needed an amplifier to boost the sound.
Always, always. No, he didn't do it. He asked me to do it. I'll break them again later.
So none of you remember the first.
God, like
What
nothing.
song was on that mixtape?
Oh man, it was the worst part was that there was one soundtrack after Eve. It was a freestyle recent because I still remember some of the lyrics, but I can never made a mistake of lending that cassette to one guy, and I never saw.
Yeah, Type 1, Type 2, Sony, Maxell. And there was this, they used to come, why I knew cassette so much. DJ Black. That's in the moment
that's-
DJ Black
that's-
starts
that's-
talking, I stop it. And I press
That's what-
for.
yeah, that's
The
what you
moment the next song comes, then puts it in the radio, presses play, and then
It's worth it though,
absolutely
because
worth it.
that mixtape. If you
Bro,
start it,
that
What-
mixtape.
the best ones were the better guys were those
That
the jokers like
played
myself.
a very to always listen to that cassette.
Did you ever get laughed at for your Walkman?
Yes, because my Walkman only played One Direction. If it ended, see, not One Direction the band.
Okay.
Wind that could play, that could bass boosted headphones with a foam.
actually had that CD player.
That yeah.
Yeah, it was actually
Oh,
two
and he had a belt clip for it.
Walkman.
Wow.
I don't know. Up to now, I still don't know why.
Made the Walkman a thing. Sony lightweight portable cassette player with 2 separate headphone jacks. Dad almost always had airplane headphones.
Time where headphones broke, and I was like, "What am I going to do?"
Now you have a Denver record player and sort of a briefcase. Wow. And then you have
Was my very
How do
first
you even?
back out, and we're fiddling with the
why?
wiring.
Oh, I mean,
I mean,
recent
yeah,
as in
relatively.
not you.
How are you doing that?
No, please.
Yeah, the cassette with a pencil.
Yes,
Yeah.
The correlation. We all know what
Yep.
it is.
Yep.
the ultimate rewind.
So I said, what happened to reels? Well, the tape reels. I think those ones were
That's all.
Yo,
We've-
you know if
for a
good
while.
for a
And
long
you know,
time.
but
Energizers were wet.
in limited supply. You find a Duracell ever ready. It plays forward and backwards by itself. I saved my feeding fees to get one. Now use my upkeep money for
Traumatizing experiences with batteries didn't come from the Walkman.
probably
came-
like you says from sort of like thing. Is the Walkman came before the next
I mean,
on
why
their
did it
shoulder.
They actually went that. Well, I take it back.
Real part, the spread of the hip hop genre, which came
And the
break
empha-
dancing.
almost every music clip still has that.
I mean,
once again
I
from
think
Sony.
CD players didn't last
Oh jeez.
Okay.
Yeah,
Couldn't take mine anyway.
well,
because
I
the
did.
MP3 players.
1 or 2 thereabouts. Yeah, it was a CD player, the Discman. Yeah, so CD players, and then the MP3 player. Yeah,
Oh wait, we've mentioned CD players. So the interesting thing,
Oh, no, you know,
So-
it's been growing.
yeah. So vinyl sold
More-
twice, about 231 million vinyl.
breaking or over scratching so much that you can't play it again is higher. You can't mistakenly leave a vinyl on a chair for someone to sit on it.
Because didn't vinyl
yeah.
also outsell digital downloads the year before? Here, vinyl outselling CDs.
CDs.
I've heard a similar story before.
Okay.
Well,
Hell, because mini discs were actually a retrogression craze, and that was hell. He had CDs, a CD called my CDs onto my mini disc, and I thought, okay, it can't be that bad. Probably do it just like a CD. mini disc worked exactly like cassettes, except that because then you had to then start doing the boombox connect. Yeah.
Now from Spintex
Oh
says,
my
I remember the
goodness.
Wahala of bunched up cassette tape. Charlie
Jeez.
patiently then listening to the music and hearing the jump. I
With a cassette bag that you had to keep all your cassettes.
One of his albums, Nana Champon, the Lumba Brothers. Yeah, not that Lumba alone, the Lumba Brothers. Yeah, man.
Yes. And I'll tell you something about the MP3 players. So Diamond Multimedia released what that looked like. The web-based music. What was the first iPod you had? What's the first?
The one that looked like the big one.
Pen drive with a big play pause button.
That was actually my second.
That was the ultimate one everyone had. But you know,
Palito in SHS, he snuck in a Palito.
see the Palito.
I did.
And now your hair is like this.
Wrapped up by now.
Dyed and center of your hair, owned one.
You never owned an iPod.
Not straight to.
Yeah.
You know what? If there's anybody in this world who would have both, it would be you.
Yeah, my first iPod was the Nano. But
more difficult to go through, unlike that.
what about streaming?
Well, streaming is
Does that
what
include
it is.
Napster?
I think it was 2006.
Does not
Yeah.
include Napster, does it? Well, I think we'll end it at iPods
Yeah.
because everything else that comes after that is really a multi-device, like smartphones and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, the iPods. And anyway, so if you're listening to us, the show is, well, it's now ended. So it was Geek Squad, and you can catch the podcast on Apple Podcast and Google Podcast. We were live on Facebook and on Insta. Hey, what's with me, Squad? Big ups to my producer, Prince Safo, and Abeku San Kofi. Then on Joy News on Sunday, 4 p.m. Ciao.
Joy 99.7 FM.